beautiful country known as Guyana is the magnificent Rupununi Savanna. By definition, it is a savanna plain in Guyana in the Upper Takatu, Upper Essequibo region. It is an ecoregion of tropical and subtropical grasslands, savannas, and shrublands biome. It is located between the Rupununi River and the border with Brazil and Venezuela. The Rupununi Savanna encompasses approximately 5,000 square miles of virtually untouched grasslands, swamplands, and rainforested mountains. The Rupununi is home to many indigenous people, and their tribes are usually found in different directions of the savanna. However, there are many characteristics that this savanna possesses. Climate is one of them. The Rupununi area experiences only one wet and one dry season. The annual rainfall in the Rupununi Savanna is between 1,500 to 2,000 millimeters per year, and they also have the highest amount of sunshine. The dry season lasts from October to March, which is characterized by intense heat, while in April and September, the rains are moderate while it falls heavily from May to August. As it relates to geography, most part of the Rupununi Savanna is flat and open. Since the land is flat and widespread, only in grasses and herbs with occasional small trees and woody shrubs grow naturally throughout the plain. This ecosystem is one of Guyana's most diverse and unique, where over 9,000 species are inhabited, including about 2,000 vertebrates and many species that are highly endangered globally. It is divided into North and South Rupununi by the Kanuku Mountains and is home to the Wapishiano, Makushi, Waiwai, and Patamona indigenous people. In addition, indigenous villages are scattered across the Rupununi where they capitalize on the resources that the land provides. Some of their main activities are cattle ranching for beef, balata bleeding to extract latex, farming peanuts, maize, also known as corn, and cassava, vegetables, fishing, hunting, and craft work such as the manufacture of hammocks, leather articles, nibi furniture, and beadwork. As it relates to its fascinating vegetation, it is characterized by open tree canopy above a continuous tall grass understory. The savanna is sometimes called a tropical grassland. In the Rupununi Savanna, plants are highly specialized to grow in the environment of long periods of drought. This is because the grass composition is mixed. They have long tap roots that can reach the deep water table, thick bark to resist annual fire, trunks that can store water, and leaves that drop off during the winter to conserve water. The savanna is covered by grasses such as Rhodes grass, red oats grass, star grass, lemongrass, and some shrubs. These grasses also have special adaptation that discourage animals from grazing on them. Many of the grasses grow from the bottom up so that growth tissues do not get damaged by grazers or destroyed by fires. Some plants are also sharp and bitter, which allows only selective animals to graze on them. As of such, every species will have something to eat. Additionally, there are various types of trees that will grow in particular area of the savanna biome. They include pine trees, palm trees, and acacia trees. A grass known as Bermuda grass is one of the most sun-loving warm season grasses. It grows in open areas where there are frequent disturbances such as grazing, flooding, and fire. It can be found growing in pastures and the understory of open woodland or orchards. It will turn brown at the first dip in temperature. In the warmer tropical South Bermuda, will retain a beautiful color all year round. Another common grass is the river bush willow. They enjoy a warm and dry climate. It is 30 to 35 feet tall. The branches grow rapidly and at crazy angle with an upright manner of growth. The river bush willow has made adaptation that included a hydrophilic root system, thick bark to resist forest fire, and leaf drop during dry periods to conserve energy and water. Another beauty of the Rupununi savanna is its gorgeous soil type. The soil in the savanna is porous, which means the water drains away very quickly. Most indigenous farms are planted in fields clearly along the Rupununi's forested edges or bush islands because the savanna soils are too poor for most crops. According to the National Land Use Plan of Guyana, classifies over 95% of the Rupununi soil as non-agricultural land and poor agricultural land. Most of the last poor agricultural land is in the Rupununi's floodplain and inundated during the rainy season. However, it has a thin layer of humus which is made up of decomposed plant and animal matter. The humus gives the plants nutrients. Globally, there are generally 6 types of soils found in savannas, one being littorals. These are not very fertile and consist of mostly stones and gravel. Secondly, lateritic. These soils have an iron content which makes the soil look reddish. It is also not very fertile. Cracking clays. This soil can hold a lot of water but dries out and cracks easily. It is difficult to cultivate because heavy machine is needed to dig the soil. Red yellow earth. Red earth is dry and yellow earth is very not fertile. Saline and alluvial. This is soil found near waterways and estuaries. It is the most fertile of soil types in the savanna. Lastly, deep soil. This is very sandy soil and hardly fertile at all. They are nearer to the desert bayou. Speaking about animals, one of its beauty enhancements, savannas are regions or systems that have a diversity of animals which tend to differ globally. However, animals that live in the savanna are usually nomadic and they track the moisture and seasonal rainfall. In an environment as open as this one, large mammals are at their peak diversity since it enables them to move about as freely as they wish but can still shelter among their woody vegetation. When it comes to large herbivores, they strive due to the bountiful biomass of herbaceous vegetation that is produced on an annual basis, and in turn, there are many carnivores present to crop them. These animals have certain adaptations to the environment, such as that many of them have effective locomotion, allowing them to migrate over long distances, and this corresponds with their seasonal flush of growth and in an effort to avoid predation and desiccation. Many animals would burrow underground, while others actually use their burrows to live in hibernate. In the savanna, the bird species are also diverse and can be found in these areas because they are impeccable for birds of prey due to the presence of wide open spaces for hunting with their long range vision and the presence of trees for nesting and breaching. In Guyana, the Rupununi savanna animals are often similar to animals found in the forests, which include insect and other invertebrates such as katydids and spiders, mammals such as puma, jaguar, giant ant-eaters, and bats, amphibians such as frogs, reptiles like emerald tree, boa, black caiman, and the red-footed tortoise, fishes such as arapaima and the sucker-mouthed armed catfish, and lastly, birds such as the red siskin, white palm antbird, and the jabiru. Indeed, the majestic Rupununi savanna serves great importance for Guyana and the wider world in many ways, primarily from an ecological standpoint, since the savannas are largely intact, untouched by many. It serves as an important place for flourishing biodiversity, valuable for conservation effort, as it supports many endangered and threatened species. It also acts as a carbon sink, storing carbon to help with the fight against global warming. At the same time, purifying systems and spanning landscapes, allowing species connectivity and diversity, which aids in their survival. Another aspect of the Rupununi savanna is that they also contribute socially, culturally, and economically to our livelihood. As one of Guyana's main tourism sectors, in ecotourism, these legendary lush landscapes are becoming a must visit on a traveler's list, thus boosting our economy. With homes being provided to many indigenous communities is another importance of the Grand Savannah, as the Amerindians will be able to preserve a valuable part of Guyanese culture. The highlight of these is that they all raise the level of awareness that these systems must be protected. However, among all of these facets that pose great importance, the savannas are still threatened by developments such as Georgetown to Let Them Road or the Takatu Bridge, as well as potential disturbance to delicate systems by tourism.